Hello. Normally, I put the ad reads at the back end of the podcast so that you can hear the good stuff and not have to listen to me shill pointlessly for 2 minutes. And just so you know, I do this intentionally in our production because even I object to commercials as much as the next podcast listener. However, at this moment, I would ask that you indulge me because I've got a book coming out on April 30th, 2022 on Amazon, and I'd like you to go ahead and place your order right now. The book's title is 12 Rules for Leaders, the Foundation for Intentional Leadership, and it's a collection of 13 essays on leadership. In the book, I address the 12 leadership areas that we have found leaders need to be the most effective in, and then I throw in an extra essay there at the back end. From establishing a foundation of leading teams through managing conflict effectively, all the way through leading teams through change, knowing what to do and why to do it, I believe can help you become a better leader. This book wasn't written just over the course of the last 2 years, and this isn't another fly-by-night leadership development book, here today and gone in the wind in the next month. 12 Rules for Leaders represents a continuation of the work we've been doing here at HSCT Publishing with our leadership training and development products and services, from Leadership Toolbox to Leading Keys. And it also represents the distillation of lessons we've learned, absorbed, and transmitted to others from training and developing around 15,000 managers and supervisors over the course of the last 10 years. This is no slouch of a book, but it's written in an easy to understand and easy to read direct format with practical tips that you can implement today, no matter your leadership problem, your leadership situation, or your leadership circumstances. It's kind of like getting coaching from me directly without having to pay my full coaching rate. I fundamentally believe that this is the book right now, for right now, because leaders like you are positioned to do great work during the truly revolutionary times we are living in, well, right now. And sometimes you need a book as a guide to help you through the work. So head on over to leadershiptoolbox.us and scroll down the homepage. Click on the link and add your name to the pre-order list for 12 Rules for Leaders, the Foundation for Intentional Leadership. And look for the book in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle format on Amazon on April 30th, 2022. By the way, we'll be talking about the rules in 12 Rules for Leaders in our podcasts, both the long and the short, throughout the months of May and June, so you don't want to miss out on that. And well, that was 3 minutes. So that's it for me. Out. My name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast, Shorts. There's no co-host on Shorts. These are 6 to 8 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 6 to 8 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. From President John F. Kennedy's first inaugural address come these iconic words. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Let every nation know. Leaders must have the confidence to step forward into the large and the small things, for it is in those things that the work of developing as a leader leaps forward in small steps. There are ideas that float beneath the substrate of leadership that are often unquestioned and unexamined, and one of the biggest ideas that floats beneath leaders' mindsets like a submerged submarine is the idea that bold statements must somehow be qualified and tempered. This is due to the fact that the future is inherently unpredictable. People act autonomously, and circumstances can turn and change on a dime. But there's also the idea that being bold, or at least putting on the show of being bold, rubs against the principle of humility. Leaders worry quite a bit about how they are perceived by others, as do many other people. But timidity is not often mistaken for humility, particularly in environments where followers' expectations of leadership realities are very often unfulfilled. So what does this have to do with tyranny and totalitarianism, which we've been exploring on these short episodes this month? Well, tyrants have absolutely no problem being bold. Or haven't you noticed that? They have no problem making large plans, large pronouncements, driving the unwilling and resistant to change, and they have no problem employing coercion, threats, abuse, and violence in the service of making their bold assertions come to life. Morality and timidity are not the same, and moral and ethical leaders must speak and act boldly and with as much confidence as terrible tyrannical leaders do. Having a vision, even a totalitarian one, having an idea of what the future could look like, and shaping that narrative for followers is critical to the success of leaders, but it's even more critical for the success of moral and ethical leaders who are opposing a tyrannical or totalitarian vision. And of course, lurking at the bottom of all of that is the absolute courage to say the words and do the acts that move the culture of a team in a positive direction without timidity, a lack of confidence, or even straight up fear. Leaders, let every nation know. And that's it for me. Follow us on all the places that you follow us. Please subscribe to Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast. Please tell your friends. Please like and share. Please also check out the HSCT website for all products and solutions. Please check out the Leading Keys website for products and solutions, our remote training services, our books, our trainings that will help you become a better leader. And watch this space for more information about our upcoming book, 12 Rules for Leaders, a foundational guide to intentional leadership, coming in April 2022. Please also go to HasonSorrells.com for more blogs and more posts about how you can be a better leader, and check out all of our YouTube channels online. Thanks, and have a great rest of your leadership day. Out.